Hi, BookTube. I am here with another reading update. I just returned some books to the library, and of course had to get some more out. So I finished a book about Van Gogh's ear. That was fascinating. She. So it's good to talk about Van Gogh, but the author is female, so her level of research was pretty cool, and she discovered all these things through the way she approached her research um, that weren't known before, such as how much of his ear he cut off and the person who he gave it to. It's not who you think it is. I thought it was really fascinating. I'm just going to show you what I got, what I'm currently in the middle of. Might be a lot of repeats, but we'll see. And there's no April TBR besides I do have some books kind of set aside that I want to read in April. I still haven't finished my supernatural novel, Nevermore, just because it got really scary. I'm gonna be honest, it got really scary, and I've already been having scary thoughts and stuff like that. So I didn't want to fuel it with more nightmare fuel. I'll go back to it because I know they solved the problem and that's good. But this novel is just getting me. I'm scared of that's just hitting all the wrong notes. But the right notes if I want to be scared. That makes sense. Anyways, yes, this book is totally not something I would normally read. But I told myself if I ever find this book in the thrift store, I'm going to pick it up and read it out of just pure curiosity. And see. And yeah, I don't know how to, I'm not going to justify it. I picked up A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. I'm not expecting to like this book. I paid $6.99 for it, so FYI, if you are shopping at Value Village, the book prices have gone up. But yeah, so I'm just gonna give it a go. I want something light and fluffy, hopefully. Hopefully. I tried that with another romance in March for Canada Reads, and it did not go very well. So I'm still reading No God But God. I am really taking it. I'm really trying to learn what Muslims believe, because I can't seem to wrap my head around it, because it seems more of a to me a philosophy than a religion, if that makes sense at this point. So I'm trying to learn more about what they believe, and hopefully learning about the history of that, which is what this book is about. It's helping. I'm learning a lot. It's pretty fascinating. I think they're just now talking about after his death how people what's the word that they have? It's not the parts in the Quran, but there's these extra things. I worked all day and then I went out after work, and so my brain's just not remembering the words. But so it also happens in Judaism, where it's additions to the religious text, if that makes sense. So the Quran was, I'm not going to go into explaining it, but it was put together by Muhammad, and then after he died, people started writing other things. It started out with people who knew him writing things that they felt the Quran hadn't. Well, this is speaking about the what jihad means. I'm not entirely sure. Hadith. I think that's what they're called. Hadiths. I just got over a section about women and misogyny, and now I'm learning about jihad. Doesn't, hopefully you know, that doesn't just mean an actual war. I knew that much. It doesn't mean what we think it means. But yeah. And I just started this last night. This is a little quick read. Yeah, I read 30 pages in a matter of minutes. They're just really short. But so far, this guy gets diagnosed at 65 with Parkinson's disease, and so he delves into research about it. Just the history of it, why it's called what it is, and his experiences with it. It's really cute, fast to read. But cute, I say the word cute. It's not like it's a serious disease, but the way he's going about it is very fun. He talks about how throwing a frisbee is kind of what was his first sign that something was wrong. That's what I mean. It's not making fun of it. It is addressing it in a fun way, which I always love when nonfiction books do that, because I feel like I learn. I'm still going through Percy Jackson. I am thoroughly enjoying this. It is feeling a little formulaic at this point, though. I get it. I like that sometimes, but I just needed a break from it for a little while, and then I'm gonna go right back into it. So I just got past the quest they did for Hephaestus. No, for Ares. Sorry. The quest they did for Ares. I just got past that point. So yeah. Yeah. I still don't understand the reasoning behind the adults sending out 12-year-olds to do this job, but okay. Yeah. Then these are the books I got from the library. I just picked up 4. I practiced restraint at the library. I know, I deserve a medal. Not really, but So I got this book, Eat the Apple by Matt Young, memoir, and it's about a guy who joins the Marine Corps. I learned the S is not pronounced today. Marine Corps. It's weird. English is weird. Joined the Marine Corps at age 18. But it's not like pro-military. It is very much as like, this is messed up and absurd. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Then I love Catholic Church history. I love learning about it. Like, the Catholic Church is just so interesting. If you're into history at all, the Catholic Church is like fascinating to learn about, especially the popes. So I got this book, The Bad Popes by E.R. Chamberlain. I have like 30 minutes in the library, so I was just going around just random aisles, and it was kind of an unexpected trip. I told myself I wasn't going to get any books, so I didn't have anything planned to pick up, so these are just things that I kind of walked around randomly and found. I know the library pretty well and where to find certain things. Like, when I went looking for this book, well, I didn't look for this book. I was looking for the section on Asian history, and I don't know why this one was in that section. Maybe it talks about Vietnam a little, but we will see. There weren't other military books around it, so maybe it does talk about Vietnam. In this book, I went to the religion section, and it just kind of jumped out at me. So this talks about like the Borgias, Pope Alexander. That's the Borgias. It's just a quote from there. Yeah, so just like popes that were not so good. So we got John the 12th, the dissolute Roman prince, Benedict the 9th, who subjected the papacy to its greatest indignity. Boniface? Boniface. That's what we're going to call him. Boniface. That's what I'm going to call him in my head. Do you ever do that when you come across a name you can't pronounce? It's like, oh, you're Boniface now. Boniface VIII, who carried the temporal claims of popes to supreme heights and was destroyed by them. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, so learning about them will be interesting. Then I went to the science section, the animal science section specifically, and I got this one, Improbable Destinies, just because the cover is so beautiful. See all those animals? And it like goes on the spine and a little bit onto the back. So this is Fate, Chance, and the Future of Evolution, and it's talking about, like, there was one page where it was, I don't know if I'll be able to find it again, but it's talking about, like, Australia, I believe, and how that's had its, like, it's weird evolutionary over there because it was so separate that things happened. I don't know if that thing's gonna come up, but it was showing, like the marsupial animals on Australia, on the Australian, on the Oceania, I guess, and then like the comparisons to the placental, so the non-marsupial equivalents in the rest of the world. It looked pretty cool. There's lots of illustrations in here. Talks about the II. I love the II. If you haven't yet, if you don't know what an II is, look them up. They are creepy little creatures. Fascinating. Okay, and then the last book I picked up was Grotesque by Natsuo Kirino. This is a fiction book. I just kind of was like randomly picked an aisle in the fiction section and just like walked along until something jumped out at me. And she wrote out, which went around BookTube. I know some people didn't like it and some people did like it, so I wanted to read that one, but they didn't have out. They had this one, and I've been wanting like a not straight up horror, not like a normal thriller, but this jumped out at me. It's a noir fiction, so I thought that was pretty cool. So we are following two women who have been brutally murdered, and there's all sorts of stuff going on. So it seems like a detective kind of story, which is kind of gonna scratch that itch. You know, you ever get one of those reading moods. So that is what I'm currently reading right now. Yeah, I don't know if I have much else to share. So let me know what you're currently reading. If you've read any of these books, including if you don't normally read things like YA romantasy, or I think is it new adult? I don't keep up with the terms. I'm old. That's all for the young whippersnappers out there. If you don't normally read the kind of book that A Court of Rose and Thorn and that book is, that Sarah J. Maas book is, if you don't normally read that kind of book, but you have read that book, let me know how it went. So that's it. And thank you for watching.